Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, California Democrats at this point should be in jail. And the reason why I believe they should be in jail is for the misuse of taxpayer funds. When people are paying taxes, they're not paying taxes to go to a bunch of illegal immigrants. That's not what they're paying taxes for. But California Democrats been doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. And you should see what we're about to look into here. If you live in California, why would you even be in that state at this point? Let's check it out. So it says skyrocketing healthcare budget for illegal immigrants haunts blue state taxpayers. Okay, so they're saying a California budget official revealed this week that taxpayers in the Democrat-run state are paying billions of dollars more on healthcare for illegal immigrants than previously known. Guadalupe Manriquez, the California Department of Finance Program Budget Manager, told the State Assembly Budget Committee Monday that the state is spending $9.5 billion total funds to cover undocumented individuals in Medi-Cal in the current year. Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen, $9.5 billion. But California, they don't want to do reparations, right? FBAs. But they got $9.5 billion to be spending on illegal immigrants. Manriquez explained that this is a revised number based on the governor's budget updated estimates, adding the earlier figure was from the earlier budget act. Now, I say of the $9.5 billion, $8.4 billion is general fund. Remember, these are taxpayer funds. Republican Assemblyman Carl DeMaio noted that the cost of health care for illegal immigrants could be enough to help solve some of the state's budget woes and avoid going into a rainy day fund. He said that the number originally floated was roughly $6 billion. It said a new state law enacted at the start of 2024 ensures that immigration status doesn't matter for those looking to apply for taxpayer-backed insurance. So residents of California have to subsidize, that's what that is, subsidizing illegal immigrants. The DOJ, Pam Bondi, that's her name. Hey, y'all need to go ahead and start putting some of them lawsuits on California. Matter of fact, y'all should have went after California first. I wouldn't even say Illinois. It should have been California. Let's continue. It said California Assembly Minority Leader James Gallagher had told Fox News Digital in the statement that gutting the insurance availability for illegal immigrants would make a significant dent in the state's deficit. It said California budget is $30 billion in the red. It said, but instead of tightening its belt, Sacramento is doubling down on reckless spending. That's what the Democrats do. They just like to recklessly spend. And really, California needs a Doge out there. Every state needs a Doge to come through and go look at where all the dollars is coming from. My state, the state of Texas, I want to know where the dollar's going, right? So let's continue. Say the state is shelling out $9.5 billion on health care for illegal immigrants, while emergency rooms overflow, hospitals teeter on the brink, and saying working Californians struggle to see a doctor. Rather than making responsible choices, leaders are raiding the rainy day fund to keep the spending spree going. This isn't a budget crisis, it's a complete failure of leadership. Of course, the Democratic Assemblywoman Pilar Shivo said during the hearing that healthcare costs are a major target of the new administration, which leads to uncertainty for the state. They said, now we know that today unelected, Elon Musk and Doge have taken their sights to Medicare and Medicaid, which is Medi-Cal here in California. And that is, well over half of our budget. They keep saying that about Elon Musk and Doge, but they're not saying what they're putting out there is wrong, false, it didn't happen. Notice they never saying that. They just mad that he's doing it. Let's say the spending discussion comes at a time the federal government is conducting a major crackdown on illegal immigration, including raids done by, ICE. It said a much stricter policy at the border itself. It said Steve Hilton found the Golden together. It said Fox News contributor said yet another example of California Democrats totally wrong priorities. So this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, California, in my opinion, used to be real nice. And I'm not saying that I haven't enjoyed myself the times I went to California, but the Democrats have proven, ladies and gentlemen, they can't run a state. Their policies are horrible. They'll run a state into the ground. They sit up here and prioritizing, illegal migrants and all of that over the people who's paying taxes. Then, I mean, think about that. Somebody can come live in your home, but you got to feed them. You got to clothe them. You got to give them insurance. You got to give them a phone. You got to give them everything like they're your children. You understand? And that has to stop. That's why I hope the DOJ sue every one of these blue states for doing that. Sue them all. Sue the governor. Sue everybody. Because that has to stop. Cut off all the federal funding to these blue states until they get rid of these sanctuary city policies. They're a sanctuary state. Then no, you don't get no federal funding because you're a sanctuary state. And that's just really what it is. Because in the Constitution, federal law supersedes state law. Always remember that in the Constitution. So with that being said, if federal law says that you cross our border into the country without legal means, you are illegal and you broke the law, then how is it that for so long that these states have been allowed and these cities have been allowed to try to get around federal law? Cut off all the funding to these states. Cut off all their programs until they get in line with what is going on. And American people want the same thing. $9.5 billion when California had this big homeless population. But yeah, you're gonna keep Americans on the streets homeless. But you can't. But you're not gonna take that 9.5. You gonna get that 9.5 billion of people that come from their own homeland swinging foreign flags. That's what you're gonna do with 9.5 billion. And this is why people have no problem with Trump is doing right now. They have no problem with it because they're so sick and tired of what these Democrats have been doing with the money. This is taxpayer money. This isn't private money. Listen, if a private NGO or whatever want to go spend $9.5 billion of their money, okay, that's them. But when it comes to taxpayer funded money, no. Not at all. Every Californian should be raised in hell, but this is the problem. We just had an election. And last time I checked, even though there's a lot of people did vote more red in California this time, but it's still dominated by the Democrats. And at this point, you can't really feel bad sometimes for people that just keep doing the same thing because, the Democrats should crash and burn in every state they're in because they don't know how to run anything. They really don't. And like I said, let me say some of the FBAs. I know some of you family went to California during the Great Migration. I get it. But I'm sorry, I couldn't stay there. I couldn't do it. Nope. The politics are horrible. Angry and hostile migrants toward FBAs. A lot of FBAs went to Vegas. A lot of FBAs and came to Texas. Some of them went all over the place, right? Especially in the LA area for sure. I've been saying that California is done. It's done. Like I said, I believe that FBAs should all come to their homeland. Their homeland is really the South of the United States. That's our homeland. We left, of course, with the Great Migration, went to all these other, states. But we need I believe the FBAs can come back to the South, their original homeland, and, get together, with a lot of FBAs and let's do something, man. Let's do something. Because trust me, California, they can have it. That's how I look at it. They can have it. Come on back down to the South. Let's build with each other. Because as long as you stay in California, and they're not going to treat FBAs right. They're not. And black folks don't even have a population in California like that to even be treated right. Let's call it what it is. So that's questions. This is the questions that y'all should be asking. When you see these people, why are you spending $9 billion on illegal immigrants? Y'all should be calling ICE to say, hey, ICE, y'all need to be going over here. Y'all need to be going over there. Because look, if ICE can do their job, then you won't have to worry about paying no $9 billion if ICE do their job. And that's what the citizens